Hi, welcome to Hockey Night at Pisa. I'm Erik Blazynski. Behind the camera is Joe B.B. Quinn. Tonight we've got the Allies taking on the Drunken Leprechauns. Now there's a story of two different teams this season, as the Drunken Leprechauns have lost 4 players and picked up 3, plus John Lepowski, who is a B player. So they've really improved. And the Allies have picked up a couple of guys. They've got Art Laney now full time. And then they've got someone, a new Evan Hill. I don't know who the guy is, but I still think that the Allies can beat this team. They can get Camasso off of her game. I'm picking the Allies by 2.
I don't care. Touchy camcorder with DVD. Regular price $3.99. Right now, $1.99. Computer or laptop, only $1.99. DVD for $29 or DVD VCR for $49. Otherwise, I'll break my head. What do you want for my life? I'm giving you for $79 home theater. If you don't buy for Crazy Gigan, you have a problem with your head. Hurry before I change my mind.
All right, we're about to have the opening face-off. And here is Mike Kelsey getting the ball back. And here's Kelsey picking it up again behind his own net. Kelsey gets it up to Delgado. Delgado now takes a shot, but it gets blocked in the air and then taken down by number 64 for the Drunken Leprechauns. And now here's Delgado with it in front. He shoots and he scores, and he just gets that by Brittany Camasso. I don't know what happened there. It looks like a long shot from the point by Laney, and went off the backboards, and Delgado was able to knock it home. So the Allies 2.0 take a quick 1-0 lead. Now here's Nagy with it. Nagy loses it to Kelsey. And Rieger goes back and chases number 88 behind the net. He makes a move and gets around it. Here he comes. Bringing it up now. Oh, and he gets tripped by Mike Kelsey. And there's a penalty forthcoming. And Camasso heads to the bench as Laney touches it. And now Mike Kelsey will go to the penalty box as he tripped one of the Leprechauns. All right, so here we go. Here's Hill taking the face off, shorthanded. Hill gets it ahead, and here's Delgado now bringing it in, wearing number 17 this season. Takes a shot, and Camasso with the save. And now here it is in their zone. And here's Delgado coming up with it again. Saved by Camasso. Delgado pushes it forward. Now Delgado trying to get it back to the point, and he loses it. Now here's a Drunken Leprechaun coming down, number 84, whose Mike Nagy is number 84. And Mark Radke back to Nagy. Nagy to Radke. Broken up by Laney, who puts it up into the rafters, and that'll bring a face-off at the Drunken Leprechaun blue line. So it looks like they've got Bradigo out there. Bradigo is out there with Evan Hill and Brian Talbot. So here's Bradigo with it now in his own zone. Bradigo pushes it up, and he's content to just dump it into the zone. Now here is Mark Radke. Radke fumbles it behind his own net. Now Hill giving him some troubles. Now Hill short-handed gets it back to Brian Talbot, who is also content to just dump it in the zone. And we've got Greg Marshall now. Hands it off to Radke. Or that's Greg Marshall with it. Now here's Marshall. Loses it to Hill. Hill gets it across to Bradigo. Bradigo now takes it around behind his own net. Bradigo with time. He's got Hill open. Fails to get it to him. Content to just dump it in the zone. Gets it in front. Oh, and he almost puts it in his own net. Radke almost put it in his own goalie. So here's Hill with it now. Here's Hill bringing it in. Makes a nice nifty move and gets it between Camaso's legs, but she makes the save. Now here's Hill with it again. And the Drunken Leprechauns sloppy in their own end, giving up balls left and right. And now here's it. It's over to that was number 88. Oh, and now another shot by Radke, and he gets it by Tim Fisher. Tim Fisher, not the normal Allies goalie, allowing this goal here. Now, Tim Fisher's recently had surgery on his knee, and I think that maybe has slowed him down a little bit. He's just starting to get back into form. So with the score tied 1-1, there'll be a face-off. Looked like a power play goal for the Drunken Leprechauns. So now here's Bradigo getting up to Hill. Bradigo with it now. Bradigo bringing it into his zone. He's got Hill. Oh, and what a shot. And then another shot and score by Evan Hill. I think that was, no, that's not Evan Hill. That's the, apparently a new guy for the Allies who I don't even know who he is. Number 67. 67, let's see. We do not have 67 on the roster, so I don't know who that guy is. All right. So everybody's got different shirts on today. We have no idea who's who, really, except for from experience when I myself used to play for the Allies. And Delgado taking over my 17 number. I hope it brings him as much luck as it did me. Now here is number 88 with it now. This is Radke with it behind his own net. Radke gets it up on the boards. Gives it to Nagy. Now Nagy loses it, gives it to Radke. Radke bring it in, takes a shot blocked by Delgado. Radke with it again. Now Radke one-handed, gets it back to the point with a shot. Oh, and it's saved by all right, and here comes number 5. I think that might be Artlini. And now here's Delgado. Back in his own zone, behind his own net. Dangerous pass in front, knocked down by number 27 of the Leprechauns, picked up by Mike Kelsey. Kelsey brings it in, tries to make a move, and he gets stuffed by Radke. Now here's Radke with it. Radke bringing it into the dome, takes a shot, saved by Tim Fisher. And now here comes Delgado. Delgado gets slashed by number 13, no call. Here's Delgado still with it, takes a shot, saved by Camaso. Now here comes Delgado, takes it away from number 27, no one in front. Delgado's got Kelsey in front now, gets it back to Rieger. Rieger puts it in behind the net, picked up now by one of the opponents, and now here's Fisher covering it in his own zone. And number 8 giving Artlini a little shot at the end of the play. Number 8 being Radke, I guess. Sort of looks like these numbers might be a little screwed up here. You've got they've got an 88, but on the floor, but not on the roster. Makes it a little confusing for the announcer. I've had enough. And now I've got a 99. There's no 99 on the roster. Now here's Bradigo with it. Oh, and number 28 takes a spill out in front. And then he gives it up. Oh, and it's broken up and now taken now by number 89. Picked up now by Bradigo, and there's going to be another penalty to the Allies 2.0 team as Brian Talbot cross-checked a guy in the front. He's not happy about it, but pretty sure that was a penalty. So you've got this 99 guy. He's pretty good. I played against him before. I don't know his name, though. Number 99, not on the roster. So 99, Evan Hill lookalike. I'm going to call this other guy Evan Hill lookalike. The Allies 2.0 team has 2 number 67s skating at the moment. Very confusing for the announcer. So here's Evan Hill lookalike, gets it down. Picked up now by Mark Radke. Radke gets it across to 88. 88, he's got Radke across. Elects not to do it, elects to take a deke through it, and Fisher with the save, and Fisher covers it up as the Evan Hill and Evan Hill lookalike cover the front of the net. So now we'll have a face-off in the Allies zone. And there's Nagy back at the point. And Bradigo's content to just dump it down. Picked up by number 88 in his own zone. He's bringing it out. Brings it out. Oh, and it's picked off by Evan Hill, but then picked up by Nagy. Nagy gets it back to Radke. Tried to anyway. Now the real Evan Hill picks it up. Evan Hill gets it to, and it gets broken up by Nagy, and then picked up by 99. 99 coming into the zone. Here's 99, hands it off to some other unknown guy. Now back to the point to Nagy with a shot, goes wide. Now here's Radke with it, takes a shot. And here's new Evan Hill. Here's new Evan Hill coming in on a breakaway, gives it to real Evan Hill, and he scores. Oh, and what a save by Camasso as she gets the blocker out there to stuff Evan Hill. Oh, and here's 99 in front all alone, and he can't get it to go. Now here's Nagy. Taken away by Bradigo now. Bradigo brings it in and loses it at center ice. He would have had a real good opportunity there. And Nagy dumps it into the zone where Bradigo picks it up. Gets it across to Art Laney. Laney over to Mike Kelsey. Kelsey dumps it for Evan Hill, but he can't pick it up. We've got 88 getting it up to another guy, but then that's broken up. And now that's broken up. Picked up now by Art Laney in his own zone. Art Laney gets it up to, it looks like Mike Kelsey. Kelsey's got Rieger with him. He takes a shot, puts it over top of the net. Now here's Kelsey with it behind the net. Kelsey comes out in front, and he can't get a handle on it. Loses control. Now here's number 84. 84, Mike Nagy bringing it up. Here's Nagy, takes a shot, blocked by Laney. Picked up now by Kelsey. Kelsey bringing it into the zone in a very fast-paced game. He takes a shot, and he scores. No! Somehow that didn't go. I have no idea what that hit. It might have hit the crossbar. I didn't have a good look at it. But looked to me like that one went. I don't know what happened. So here's Kelsey again bringing it in. Takes a shot, goes wide. All right, now we've got Laney with it. Laney takes a shot, blocked by Nagy. Now there's Delgado, Rieger. Gets it around, picked up now again by Kelsey. Kelsey to Rieger. She puts it in front, but it's picked up by number 27 for the Drunken Leprechauns. He gets it locked. Oh, and then there's Rieger, steals it away. Picked up again by Radke. Radke gets it across. Oh, and what a shot! And he scores! I think that's Chad Huck that took a couple of swipes at it and was able to get it in behind Tim Fisher. Pretty sure that was Chad Huck. And the Allies getting a little sloppy, a lot sloppy in their own zone. They need to tighten that up a little bit if they think they're going to win this game. It's 2-2 now in a very fast-paced game. Here's Laney with it now. Laney gets it up on the boards for Mike Kelsey. Kelsey brings it into the zone. Kelsey one-handed now, gets it taken off by number 27. Picked up now by Radke. Radke brings it into the zone. He takes a shot, saved by Tim Fisher. So there'll be a face-off now here in the Allies zone. We're going to get a couple of... we didn't get any comment from the referee about that goal, that potential goal. No comment, no discussion. So now we've got the real Evan Hill. Evan Hill gets it back to Bradigo. Bradigo back to Hill. Now here's Evan Hill. Bringing it into the zone. He's got a lane. He takes a shot on. He puts it wide. Picked up now by number 99. 99 and Hill going at it. Now Hill trying to take it away, and Hill kind of giving him the business. I'm surprised there's no call there. Picked up by the new Evan Hill. The new Evan Hill takes a shot. Oh, and it's saved by the goaltender. Now here's the real Evan Hill. Picked up now by 99 behind his own net. He's got guys. And he hits 27. And now picked up now by the new Evan Hill. New Evan Hill gets it back to... It's weird seeing Brian Talbot with a different number on, but Talbot now helps to deflect that over the netting here by the scorekeepers or the announcer's booth. So with the score tied at 2, we've got 1 minute and 13 seconds left in the period. The referee now talking to the players about what color or what flavor gum he prefers or chewing tobacco. Now here's the new Evan Hill. Evan Hill brings it into the zone, makes a move, takes a shot. Oh, and it's saved by Camasso. Now 88 takes it. 88 brings it up, passes it to himself. Picked off now by the real Evan Hill. The real Evan Hill bringing it in the zone, drops it for the new Evan Hill. And now the real Evan Hill passes it back to Bradigo. Bradigo, not much to work with here. Now the real Evan Hill gets open, and the new Evan Hill is wide open. Oh, and Bradigo just passes it behind him. A little bit behind him, potentially. It was a nice pass. Here's Nagy now bringing it in the zone. Nagy over to number 13, takes a shot, saves. And another shot. Oh, and that goes wide. And covered up now by Tim Fisher. So I was hoping we could get a shot count from the scorekeeper here. It looks like probably fairly close on shots. Camasso making a few saves and Fisher making a few saves here. And now we've got Kelsey taking the faceoff, getting back to Bradigo. Bradigo with it now, loses control, but then knocks it off the board for Brian Talbot. And then he loses it, goes in front. Luckily nothing happened there. And now we've got Bradigo, he shoots and he scores! Bradigo cutting across the middle, gets Brittany Camasso to commit to sliding to the left and just puts it over on the left side, on his left side. And the Allies take a 3-2 lead. So a much needed goal by the Allies here as we have 8 seconds left in the period. And there's Kelsey going to take the draw. And then we will give it to Brian Talbot, who will take it around the net, and the time will expire. We've got John Lepowski out there with number 13, Josh Bissett, taking the draw. Bissett now bringing it into the Allies zone. Chasing it into the corner, gets in the middle, picked off by Mike Kelsey. Taken now his own zone. And now Art Laney will pick it up. Puts it up along the boards for Mike Kelsey. Now here's Kelsey coming into the zone. He's got Rieger. Oh, and he takes a shot, saved by Camasso. Another shot, and he brings it around the back of the net. Now here's Mike Kelsey with it. Kelsey back to the point for Art Laney. Laney across to Delgado. Delgado now could control the puck. Takes a shot, just goes wide of the net. Now here is number 8, Mark Radke, bringing it out of his zone. Bringing it in. Takes a shot, puts it over the top of the net. Now here's 28 taking a shot. Can't get that one to go as Tim Fisher stuffs him. Picked up now by John Lepowski. Lepowski, who's a B player, playing down here, slumming it in the D division for whatever reason. Picked up now by Bissett. Bissett bringing it into the zone with a nice little nifty move there. Picked up again by Bissett. Gets it back to Lepowski. Lepowski's got a man open. He's got Radke open. Picked off now by Delgado. Here's Delgado. He's coming in with Kelsey, and he likes to take the shot, and that goes wide. Picked up now by Lepowski. Lepowski to Radke. Back to Lepowski. Lepowski taking it into the zone. Tries to... Oh, and he runs right into Tim Fisher. He's a B player. He's got the ability to stop there. Elects not to. And runs right into Fisher. We'll see what will happen with that. I'm sure Fisher does not appreciate that. I know the rest of the Allies probably don't either. We'll see if anything comes of it. Probably not. So here's the face-off taken now by Nagy. Nagy gets in front with a shot that goes wide. Now here's Chad Huck. Here's Huck with it again, gets it across. Picked up by number 27. Picked up now by Nagy and takes a shot. Saved by Tim Fisher. Here comes Bradigo, tries to get it up. Stopped by number 88. Picked off now by the real Evan Hill. Taken in now by number 88 for the Drunken Leprechauns. Here's 88 behind the net, gets it out in front, out to the point. He takes a shot. Oh, and that just goes wide. I don't think Fisher saw it until the last second. Now here's the real Evan Hill, bringing it out of his own zone. He's got the fake Evan Hill. Real fake Evan Hill with a shot, and Camasso makes the save. Now real Evan Hill. Real Evan Hill loses the handle, gets it to fake. Oh, and it just goes wide of the net. That was very close. It would have gone in had it been on goal. And now this one is knocked off the ceiling by number 9, Chad Huck. So there will be a face-off here at or near center ice. So the Allies ahead 3-2. Kind of lucky to be ahead 3-2 here. Chad Huck maybe going to take this face-off against the real Evan Hill. Not the first time those two have faced off. And here's Evan Hill picking it up to the new Evan Hill, but picked off by Nagy. Sent back into the Allies zone. Bradigo with it now. Bradigo gets it to the new Evan Hill, who loses it, and Nagy picks it up. Nagy across to Radke, picked up by the real Evan Hill. The real Evan Hill bringing it in. He shoots. Oh, and it was a save by Camasso. Now here's the real Evan Hill with it again. Tries to make a move, but picked up by number 88. 88 takes behind his own net. Checked by Evan Hill. Now checked by the new Evan Hill. Picked up by the real Evan Hill. All these Evan Hills. Now here's Bradigo with it, loses control. 88 out in front of 27. Oh, now it's out in front and he shoots and he scores! Number 88, Greg Marshall for the Drunken Leprechauns picks it up in front of the net where he goes unmolested, is able to just pick it up, make a move, and get it by Tim Fisher. So again, another breakdown on defense by the Allies. Cost them a goal, cost them this lead. We're tied now at 3 with 7:30 left in the second period. So now we've got John Bissett taking the face-off. Delgado picks it up now, brings it into the zone. Delgado brings it in, takes a shot. Stopped by Radke. Now it's picked up by Laney. Laney along the boards, picked up now by number 13. That would be Bissett. Taken now by Radke. Radke watched by Mike Kelsey. Oh, and Kelsey goes into the boards hard. Kelsey gloves it ahead to himself. Picked up now by Radke. Radke now bringing it into the Allies zone. Radke passes across and takes a shot by Bissett that goes wide. Now here comes Kelsey. Kelsey back in his own zone. Spots Rieger, but she's way too high for her to handle that one. Now here comes Delgado. Delgado tries to take a shot, get it in the zone, but picked up by number 28. And he takes a shot saved by Fisher. Now Fisher leaves it in front of the net. Dumped now into the zone, picked up by Radke. Radke gives it over to Leposki. Leposki's got moves. He's got moves like Jagger. And now here comes Kelsey with it. Kelsey bringing it out of his own zone. Here comes Kelsey, makes a move around one guy. He's got Rieger with him. He's got Rieger open in front. Gets it in front. There's Rieger. Oh, and he tries to stuff it. And Camasso's pad is there. And she's able to make the save, no problem. Kelsey would have had to get that up in the air if he wanted that to go. But Camasso's pad was firmly in place there. 6:04 left now in the second. Face-off taken down, picked up by Radke behind his net. Radke gets it upwards, picked up by Bradigo, who's content to just dump it in. And now it looks like Radke not interested in controlling the ball. Now here's Lepowski. Lepowski with it now, challenging Evan Hill. Evan Hill picks it up. Oh, and Brittany Camasso jumps on it. Great play by Evan Hill to get it away from Lepowski, but unable to do anything with it as Camasso jumps all over it and smothers it. So here's Chad Huck now, taking a face-off against the new Evan Hill. Gets back to, now Evan Hill has it. Evan Hill takes a shot. Oh, and it goes off the foot of the new Evan Hill and into the net, right by Camasso. So the Allies get it right back, and they're up 4-3 again. So the Evan Hill's connecting. The real Evan Hill with the original shot goes off the foot of the new Evan Hill, goes into the net. So you've got Chad Huck now. Gives it to number 27, who is not on my list of people. Taken now by 88. 88, also not on my list. Oh no, that's Greg Marshall. Marshall with it now. Marshall loses it. Oh, and Huck knocks Nagy's stick out of his hand. I've never seen that before. Now here's to the real Evan Hill. Oh, and he tries to get it to new Evan Hill, and he can't get that to go over. Now here's real Evan Hill. Oh, and he loses it behind the net to Chad Huck. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty now to someone. It looks like maybe Nagy, or maybe it's Chad Huck that's getting the penalty. Chad Huck with the penalty. I didn't see anything. I did not see a slash there. Perhaps I was looking somewhere else, but it did not look like a penalty to me. Hopefully the video evidence will prove me wrong. So the Allies now going on a power play, Allies 2.0 that is, going on a power play with Mike Kelsey taking the draw against number 27, whose name is unknown to me. Now here is Delgado. Back in his own zone. Delgado, he's got a pair of Evan Hills in front of him, gets it to the real one. The real Evan Hill. Back for Mike Kelsey. Kelsey across to the new Evan Hill. Then Kelsey with this shot goes wide. Now here's Nagy. Nagy's got it, and he just dumps it down where it's picked up by the old Evan Hill. The real Evan Hill, I should say. He makes a move around Nagy, can't get that to go as Camasso's there. Now picked off by Mike Kelsey. So good pressure here by the Allies, and Kelsey tries to get it over to Delgado, and he does not seem all that happy about it, slapping his stick against the boards as he knocked the ball right out of play. So you've got Rieger and Kelsey out there with Laney and old Evan Hill, or the real Evan Hill, I should say, taking the face off against number 27, whose name is not on my list. All right, so here comes the real Evan Hill. The real Evan Hill bringing it in. Oh, and he gets it over for Kelsey, who can't get a handle on it. Now here's the real Evan Hill. Evan Hill with it now. Bringing it out. Gets it back to Laney. Laney back to Rieger. Rieger now just dumps it across where it's picked off by, it looks like number 27. Now here's Evan Hill. Evan Hill with the shot kicked away by Nagy. Now here's 27 with it now. Giving it now for Greg Marshall. Marshall. Oh, and he gets it taken away by Art Laney. Now here's 27 with it. 27 takes a shot that goes wide. Kicked in the corner now. And that's sent down by Mike Kelsey as the power play expires. Now here comes Nagy. Nagy bringing it out of his own zone. Gets it up to number 13, Josh Bissett. There's Bissett. Bissett and Rieger going at it there. Bissett knocks Rieger over, no call. And here is, who is that? It's Nagy. And now it's the real Evan Hill. Gets it up to Mike Kelsey. Kelsey alone in the zone, but Nagy gets back to take the ball away. Here comes Nagy. Nagy content to just shoot it out of his zone where Laney takes it in and dumps it in. Oh, and here's Nagy. Nagy and Kelsey. Oh, and he gives Nagy a penalty there. Horrible call by the official. That is not a penalty. That's a couple of guys going after the ball. Fairly innocently going after the ball. You got to let these guys play. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. So the Allies will go on a power play again with 2:37 left in the period. So you've got Kelsey, Delgado, Bradigo, and Laney out there now. And the Nagy and the entire Drunken Leprechaun team complaining to the official. It's just going to go on deaf ears. Here's Kelsey with it now. Kelsey's got Delgado in front. He's got Delgado. He gets it to him. Oh, and he's on Camaso with the save. And Delgado couldn't get it over the pad. He didn't get a good shot at that, it looked like. Kind of hit it and it dribbled a little bit. So here we are now. We've got a face-off, and Kelsey wins it. Back to Laney. Laney with the shot, and he scores! Art Laney with the slap shot gets it by Camaso, who didn't even see it. There was traffic in front. So now the Allies take a 5-3 lead with 2:22 left in the second period. A lot of twos here, 2:22 in the second, and a 2-goal lead for the Allies. So this is looking good for the Allies. They're getting it together. These power plays are helping them out. The officials kind of helped them out a little bit. There wasn't much of a call. So Radke's got it now, back in his own zone, watched by Evan Hill. Radke bringing it out. Radke tries to get it up. Oh, and he runs into the new Evan Hill and takes a spill. All right, so now we've got Leprechauns. Leprechauns carrying the ball, takes a shot, and Fisher easily handles that, as that was just a little floater that came from center ice. So Bradigo with it now. Bradigo gets it to the old Evan Hill, who just can't get a shot, and now Evan Hill is tripped by Leprechauns. I don't know what that guy's even doing out here. It was a stupid play by that guy. Now that was a real penalty, ladies and gentlemen. And now this guy, what's his name, Radke, is complaining and whining and crying about this. It was an obvious trip, and it looks like this Radke is just, he's unhinged at this point. So this bodes well for the Allies. Another power play with 1:40 left in the second period. So the new Evan Hill's taking a face-off against Chad Huck. And then he drops it back to Nagy, who dumps it into the Allies zone. Here comes Bradigo. Bradigo up to Evan Hill. Evan Hill over to Art Laney. Art Laney with a slap shot saved by Brittany Camaso. Minute 24 left now. Minute 15 left on the power play. Now here's the new Evan Hill. The new Evan Hill gets it back to Bradigo. Bradigo winds up, takes a shot, stopped by Nagy. Now here's the old Evan Hill. Back to Laney. Laney with a shot goes wide. Picked up now by Nagy. Nagy loses it to Evan Hill. Evan Hill with it now, carrying it across. Loses it to Chad Huck, who I thought was going to go on a breakaway, but was not in the cards for him. Now here comes Laney. Laney bringing it into the zone, very deep into the Drunken Leprechaun zone. Picked up now by number 88, who is Greg Marshall. Loses it in front of his net, but handled by Camaso. Here's Marshall, loses it to Evan Hill. Evan Hill, he's got Laney. Laney shoots, oh, and he puts it wide of the net. Laney had a perfect opportunity. And now here comes Greg Marshall with it into the Allies zone. Broken up now by Hill, by the new Evan Hill. Picked up by Bradigo. Bradigo bringing it into the zone, gives it to old Evan Hill. And he gets it across and tries to take a shot and puts it over the top of the net. So the Allies picking up the pace here a little bit. They're doing much better at keeping the ball in the Drunken Leprechaun zone. They haven't really had a chance to, with all these penalties, they've kept good pressure on the Drunken Leprechauns and are not getting burned in their own zone. It bodes well for them. 11 seconds left in the penalty. Picked up by the new number 17, Joey Delgado, carrying on the legacy. Brings it into the zone, gives it to Kelsey. Kelsey now takes a shot that goes wide. Dumped by Nagy into the Allies 2.0 zone as the period expires. So as we look now at the bench of the Allies, they're looking a little bit tired. Art Laney's looking tired as he ripped that one shot over the net. He had a perfect opportunity to bury that, and you can be sure he's regretting that. Allies goaltender Tim Fisher not seeing a whole lot of action here in the second period as the Drunken Leprechauns elected to take a few penalties, though not necessarily by choice, as a couple of those were very poor calls, in my estimation. So the third period will start here in about a half a minute. We've got about we've got a 2-goal lead by the Allies. So the third period will begin. Allies up 5-3. And Delgado, the new number 17, carrying on the legacy of yours truly, trying to score some goals with that. Score some goals with that number. Not working out for him. Perhaps it's because he's wearing a Marmoset shirt. Guy's an Ally wearing a Marmoset shirt. Well, we've got Kelsey now going to take a face-off against Chad Huck. Huck's pretty good at those face-offs, and he wins it back to Leprechauns. Leprechauns behind his own zone. Behind his own net, excuse me. Brings it up. He's got guys open. Elects to take a shot, but it goes off of Kelsey's leg. Probably a poor choice of things to do with the ball in that situation, as he had a guy coming up the right side. No idea why he elected to shoot with a guy in front of him. Taken now by Kelsey. Kelsey gets tripped by Chad Huck, and there's going to be a penalty. And now this guy, a clear trip by Chad Huck, and this Radke guy gets unhinged again. They are not going to change the call there, Mr. Radke. I have never in my days of playing hockey seen them change a call because the captain of the other team gets unhinged. So the Allies on a power play. You're going to have Kelsey taking the face-off here. Kelsey taken by Evan Hill, the real one. Evan Hill now hits a guy in the face with a stick, and there will be a penalty now to the Allies. No question about that one. Evan Hill now claiming he was slew-footed by Leprechauns. It is possible. I did not see it. I didn't have that perspective. But I did see his stick smack Leprechauns in the face. So now we've got 3-on-3 action here. Taken now by Bradigo in his own zone. Bradigo around his own net. Bradigo dumps it into the Drunken Leprechaun zone. Picked up now by Radke. Radke tries to get it up, but it looks like Mike Kelsey, Johnny on the spot, takes it away. Now here comes Kelsey bringing it into the zone. He's got a little burst of speed, brings it in front of the net, loses control. And now Leprechauns with it. Leprechauns almost gets tripped, but he's able to keep his footing. Now here he comes out of his own zone. Leprechauns gets the ball knocked away by Bradigo. No call there as Leprechauns got tripped. That's a little curious as well. Now here comes Art Laney. Laney with it. Laney bringing it up. He's got Bradigo. Gets it up to Bradigo. Bradigo doesn't really see it. Takes a shot, and he hits Radke in the chest. That thing was going high and wide anyway. And here comes Leposki. Leposki loses it to Bradigo, but then gets it back again. Leposki brings it up. Here comes Leposki into the Allies 2.0 zone. Leposki loses it to Kelsey. Now there's a scrum for it right in the slot, and it's picked up by Bradigo. Bradigo all alone. He takes it. Oh, and he couldn't get it up. Bradigo could not get it up, and Camasso just stuck her leg out and made it what was an easy save on Bradigo's shot. Happens to the best of them. Just not very often. All right, so we've got new Evan Hill, old Evan Hill. And we've got Delgado now, gets it over to old Evan Hill. Back to Delgado. Delgado can't get a handle on it. Delgado brings it in, takes a shot, gets punched up by Nagy, and then across to the new Evan Hill, who scores. The new Evan Hill with a goal. I'm not even sure how that got to him. Very strange play. We'll have to look at the replay on that. But somehow ended up in front of the net, and the new Evan Hill taps it home past Camasso, and the Allies take a 2-point lead. Now here's old Evan Hill. The original Evan Hill loses control. Picked up by Greg Marshall. Marshall's going to take it behind his own net. Marshall with it now. Marshall, using one hand on his stick for the majority of the time he had possession, brings it now into the Allies zone where it's broken up by Delgado. Marshall now makes a nifty move around Delgado. Puts it behind the net where he just coughs it up. Delgado picks it up, gets around his check. Dumped now by Brian Talbot. Oh, and taken by the old Evan Hill, new Evan Hill. Now picked up by, I think, number 88, Marshall. Marshall loses it to his own man, Nagy. And now taken in his own zone by number 13, Bissett. And it looks like the new Evan Hill has taken a spill behind the net. I didn't see what happened. I was looking for a number. Now here's the old Evan Hill with the ball now. Old Evan Hill around the net. Old Evan Hill loses the ball now to Nagy, it looks like. And there will be a penalty forthcoming to the Drunken Leprechauns. I'm guessing that really was a penalty, although I didn't see it. Oh, 2 penalties now on the Drunken Leprechauns, 13 and 28. So you've got Bissett, Josh Bissett, sitting for a minute and a half, and you've got number 28, whose name is not on my list, also having a seat for a minute and a half. So it'll be 4-on-2 for the next minute and a half, and the Allies have a 3-point lead. So the Drunken Leprechauns, with some work to do here, they win that face-off, sort of, but it goes off the referee. Now back to the point to Bradigo. Bradigo with it now takes a shot, saved easily by Camasso. Now Laney tries to take a shot, it's blocked. Delgado with it now. Delgado, the new 17, over to Laney. Laney back to the point to Bradigo. Bradigo takes a shot. Oh, and that doesn't go. I don't know what happened there. Back now to Bradigo. Bradigo, or Bradigo as some people call him, gets it over to Laney. Laney with it now next to the net, puts it over the top of the net. Delgado with it now. He's got Bradigo wide open. Bradigo with it. Back to Delgado. Delgado with it now. Carries it in. Still playing with it. Gets it back to Bradigo. Bradigo bringing it in now. Bradigo back to Delgado. Delgado out in front to Kelsey. Takes a shot, and that's broken up by Nagy. Now here's Art Laney. Gets it back to Bradigo, who's all the way back in his own zone. So here goes Bradigo. Bradigo brings it in. Decides to circle around a little bit. Over to Laney. Laney in front to Delgado. Delgado with it. Gets it to Bradigo. Bradigo with it now. He's got all day. Elects to skate around with it. Loses it to number 88, Greg Marshall, who dumps it down into the Allies 2.0 zone. Here comes Bradigo. Bradigo, the Allies need a change here. Oh, and he scores! Bradigo with a shot, It gets tipped by number 88, I think, Greg Marshall, who tips it down, and it bounces off the ground and then behind Camaso. Camaso not happy about it. We can hear her yelling all the way over here. Not happy with her team as they go down now by 4 goals with 6 minutes left in the game. The Allies should be 4-on-3 now for the next 2 seconds. It looks like potentially they've got this screwed up. No, they've got it right. No, they've got it screwed up. There we go, 4-on-3. They do not know what's going on. All right, so now it'll be 4-on-4 in about a second. Taking a shot by Kelsey, goes wide of the net. Picked up now by Leprechauns. Leprechauns in his own zone. Watched by Delgado, or by Rieger, I should say. Takes a shot, and Tim Fisher with the save. And now here's Radke. Radke with the shot. Doesn't go anywhere. Blocked by Brian Talbot. Talbot now coughs it up. Oh, when he hits Chad Huck. Mike Kelsey hits Chad Huck, and Huck takes exception to that. It looks like Huck's the only one getting the penalty, though. Maybe on this secondary, yeah, they're both going. I think 7, Mike Kelsey's getting the slash for that last little hit that he took, the last little smash that he took at Huck's leg. But Huck was originally the only one going. So they did get it right as both players go to the box, and it's going to be 4-on-4 now. So here is it looks like the new Evan Hill getting it up. Picked off now by one of the players for the Leprechauns. Picked up now by Lepowski. Lepowski in front. Picked up by 13. He takes a shot, goes wide. Oh! And number 27, whose name is not on my list, had a chance to knock it out of the air into the net, and it knocks it over the top of the net and wide. It hits the netting, and the faceoff will go outside of the Drunken Leprechaun zone. This faceoff will be taken by the new Evan Hill. All right. And now here's Brian Talbot, takes a long shot from center ice, goes wide. And now here's Radke. Radke bringing it out of his own zone. And there's Brian Talbot, content to just dump it back in, where it's picked up again by Radke. Now here's Delgado, center ice. Delgado bringing it up, passes it with his hand to himself. Delgado with a shot where it is stopped by Brittany Camaso. So Camaso with a decent save there is not having a horrible game, but the Drunken Leprechauns are getting killed by penalties. Some founded, some unfounded. And we'll get going here again in a second with the new Evan Hill taking the faceoff. Back to Delgado. Delgado dumps it into his own into the zone. Oh, and it's hit with a high stick by Brian Talbot, where now it's picked up by the Drunken Leprechaun, who gets broken up by Joey Delgado with a real nice play. Delgado now bringing it up sort of in front of his own net, passes it to himself, brings it across, takes a shot where it's handled easily by Brittany Camaso. Radke slamming his stick on the court, clearly upset. Perhaps with his team's performance, perhaps with the amount of penalties his team is taking. I don't know. We'd have to ask him. Perhaps we can get an interview with him after the game. All right, so face off now. The new Evan Hill gets it back to Bradigo. Bradigo with it, takes a shot, gets blocked by Nagy. Knocked down now by the new Evan Hill, who takes a shot, and that goes wide. Now here's number 88, Greg Marshall. Here's Marshall with it. Makes a nifty move to get around Rieger, brings it into the Allies 2.0 zone. Here's Marshall with it, still with it. Marshall with it, takes a shot, saved by Tim Fisher. Now here's the new Evan Hill jumps over Nagy and almost falls. Here comes Rieger. Watched by one of the Drunken Leprechauns, who gets it to another Drunken Leprechaun. Brings it into the zone, and then Brian Talbot disposes of that ball quickly, where it's picked up now by the new Evan Hill. The new Evan Hill gets it to Bradigo, but it gets broken up. Now it gets passed over to the old Evan Hill. Old Evan Hill with press it on in front to the new Evan Hill, who puts it over the top of the net. Now here's 27 with it, bringing it in to the Allies zone. Picked off, though, by Bradigo. And now you've got Greg Marshall with it. Greg Marshall still with the ball, takes a shot. Oh, and he passes it to number 27, who couldn't get a handle on it. What a fantastic pass that was. And now here's old Evan Hill and Marshall going at it. Now Nagy takes it back into his own zone with 2:50 left in the period. Now here comes Marshall. Marshall bringing it into the zone, where it's broken up by a wall of Ally 2.0 players. Knocked to center ice, where it's picked up by Nagy. Here's Nagy, just content to dump it in the middle without even looking. Luckily picked up by his own players, takes a shot, and Tim Fisher picks it up and then drops it off for Bradigo. Bradigo now tries to get Delgado Rieger, and can't. Now here's Marshall with it. Marshall makes a nifty move around Rieger, gets it to his teammate, who dumps it into the zone. Bradigo with a nice little bounce pass up to Evan Hill. Evan Hill bringing it into the zone. Evan Hill now. Evan Hill out in front. He shoots. Oh, and looks like Rieger scores. Evan Hill passes it to Anjanette Rieger Delgado, who buries it with a pass from Evan Hill, the old Evan Hill. So the Allies now up by 5. Who would have predicted it? I certainly did it. I picked the Allies by 2. But they're up by 5 here with minute 56 left. So we're gonna need 3 goals here from the Drunken Leprechauns to make my prediction true. So here's Lepowski. Lepowski loses it to Mike Kelsey. And here's Kelsey with it now, bringing it into the zone. Watched by Radke. He takes a shot and he scores. He gets that one right by the stick side of Brittany Camasso, and the Allies now up 9-3. So up 6 goals with a minute 41 left. We can pretty much guarantee that this one's in the bag. Would be nice to get 4 goals, though, by the Drunken Leprechauns to make my prediction correct. All right, face-off taken now back to Laney. Laney takes a shot on goal. That goes wide. Camasso's not even trying. Taken now by John Lepowski. Lepowski brings it in. He takes a shot. Goes wide. High and wide of Tim Fisher. Oh, here's a Drunken Leprechaun with it behind the net. Tries to get in front. Can't get it to go. Here's Art Laney. Sends it down to his own zone, where Radke picks it up. Takes it behind his own net. Watched by Anjanette Rieger Delgado. Brian Talbot gets it to Rieger. Rieger getting watched by number 28. She's kind of giving him the business a little bit there. And now here comes Mike Kelsey. Kelsey dumps it into the zone, where it's going to be picked up by Radke. Radke now with 44 seconds left in the game gets it up, where it's broken up again by Brian Talbot. Now picked up by Mike Kelsey. Kelsey's got Evan Hill in front. Decides to take a shot on his own. Saved by Camasso and taken out now by Lepowski. Lepowski tries to get it by Talbot. Does, and then shoots it wide of the net. And then Art Laney picks it up and dumps it with 18 seconds left. Now the old Evan Hill trying to get possession back there. Watched by a Drunken Leprechaun. So Evan Hill with 4 seconds left is going to run out the clock. And he does. So there you have it. The Allies 2.0 team bests the Drunken Leprechauns by 6 goals. Who would have thought that they would have beat them by 6 goals? But it's really a story of penalties for the Drunken Leprechauns. They take on about 6 penalties here, and Just destroyed. Destroyed by the Allies 2.0 team. All right, so there we have it, folks. This game is brought to you by Memory to Video Productions. For all of your video sports needs, call Joey Delgado. I don't know his number, but look it up. For Joe B.B. Quinn, I'm Erik Blazynski.